everyone, welcome to today's tutorial, and in this video I will be covering two really interesting tools called the Warp tool and the Twirl tool. Now these two tools are extremely easy to use and can be used to make your illustrations a lot more interesting, right? So let's see how that's done, and first create a new document. So for this video, I will be using this A4 size document, which is 21 centimeters by 29.7 centimeters. The orientation will be portrait, and I will give a name to my document. Warp and Twirl tool. So of course, you can use any of these documents provided by Adobe Illustrator, or you could customize it even further by providing in your own values in the width and the height options right here. Let's start. Alright, so before I begin, I would also like to remind you all to make sure that the Essential Classics options has been switched on from this drop-down box below. Then only you will be able to see all these tools right here on your screen. So first, let's make our objects. I'll first click on this rectangle tool and make a rectangle like that. So by default, the fill of my rectangle is white and the stroke, which is the outline, is black. So I let the stroke be as it is and change the fill from white to red. Okay. Now that my rectangle is still selected, I'll click on Alt and drag my rectangle right below to make a copy out of it. Now, we can make multiple copies of the same rectangle by clicking on Ctrl and D like that. So let's also change the color of each rectangle. Like this. Wait, I'll make this brighter orange. Okay. Okay, and I'll also make a line. To do that, I'll make sure that there is no fill and my stroke. Okay. I'll also make a line and make sure that there is no fill in my line at all, and my stroke remains the same, which is black. I'll make one straight line like that, and I'll also write in a text over here. Type in hello. Make the font size bigger from 12 to 72. Alright. I'll first select my rectangle like that and go over to here. And if I click on the width tool, I get this tool right here, the warp tool. If I click on that and just move my mouse over to my rectangles like that, you can see that the edges start getting a more abstract shape like that. So feel free and then just move around your mouse however you wanted it to be, like that, in any direction you want, right? So play around with it like that, and there you go. And as you can see, the warp tool makes your object to be a more whimsical or abstract shape, right? So in case if I want to make my brush size more bigger, I can just double click on my warp tool right here and change the width and the height. From 1 centimeter, I'll bump it up to 4 and add more detail like that, and okay. So as you can see, now if I move my mouse around my shape like that. There is more abstract shape added like that. Right. So we can do the same thing with the line tool as well, as long as the line tool is selected, and go back to the warp tool. And now you can see you can make your line however you wanted it to be, like that. I'll bring my text a little lower like that. Select my text and go back to the warp tool like that. So if I try using it on the text, I get this error message which says that the text has to be converted into outlines first, right? So I click on OK and click on Shift Control O. So this converts my text into outline, and instead of such a big brush, I'll bring it down a little. I'll bring it down to 2 centimeters, 2 by 2 centimeters like that. Zoom in a little so it's easier for you to see, and just move my brush along like that. And there you go. So you can play around with the warp tool, make your brush size bigger or smaller, however you want it, and make your objects as abstract as you like, right? So I'll undo all of this so that I'll now show you the twirl tool. Wait, I'll bring this back to 72 like that. I'll first select my shape again. Wait, I'll select just this rectangle. Now the twirl tool is right here. So the twirl tool is pretty interesting to use. So if you just bring your mouse like that, you can see it starts to twirl your shape like that. So this is a little difficult to use because in case you want a specific twirl or a specific intensity, so it's a little difficult to use that way. But in case if you want to make your object more random, you can do that, and that can easily be obtained by using the twirl tool. Now similarly, if I click on my line tool right here, go back to my twirl tool, just click on it like that. As you can see, these type of twirl is made like that. There you go. I'll also get my text a little down like that. Select my text, go back to the twirl tool, and I'll make it into an outline by clicking on Shift Control O. I'll zoom it in a little and I'll just click on it a little. That's it. I'm just clicking on it. I am not twirling this at all like that. And as you can see, this automatically gets twirled like that. And there you go. Now this was the twirl tool. And now let's also save our document by going to File and clicking on Save As. So by default, our documents will be saved in this Adobe Illustrator file. I highly recommend that we first save our file in this format, so that it becomes easier for us to go back to our original document to make any additional changes, and click on Save. Now, in case if I also want to save my document in a JPEG format, we can do that by going to File, Export, and clicking on Export As. So by default, our documents will be saved in this JPEG format. In case if you can't see this JPEG format, click on the drop down box below and click on JPEG and click on Export. Now we've come to the end of this document. Now we've come to the end of this video. I hope you found this video to be useful, and with a little practice you will soon get the hang of the twirl tool and the warp tool. Thank you for watching and keep practicing.